Hey guys, this is John Cochran with HomeBackers Realty, and I want to talk a little bit about earnest money and what that is whenever you're buying a home. So basically, the definition of earnest money is basically it's you giving a good faith to the seller. So it's you telling the seller that you are serious about buying their property. So to give you an idea, whenever you write a purchase offer on a property, your realtor is going to go ahead and say, well, Mr. Buyer, how much earnest money are you willing to put down? Now, you're going to say, well, what is earnest money? Again, guys, that is good faith saying that, it's letting the seller know that you are serious and that you are committed to buying this house. So they're going to ask you how much earnest money you're willing to put down. Now, this is not any type of down payment. This is, you can get this back at closing, or you could go ahead and have it go towards your loan. It's up to you. But again, it's just basically you saying to the seller, I am serious about buying this house, and this is how much earnest money I'm going to put down. Now, I can tell you that the earnest money does vary in certain states. So in Ohio, you can typically get away with putting down $500 to $1,000 of earnest money, and that will let the seller know that you are serious about buying that particular property. Now, in the southern states, typically it's about 3 to 5%. And I would say the norm, around is about 3 to 5% of the purchase price of whatever you're offering on the property. So about 3 to 5% of that will allow the seller to know that you are serious about buying this home. Now, I want to tell you what happens with that earnest money whenever your contract gets accepted, so that you know where your money is going. So, okay, so say you write a purchase contract on a particular property at 123 Main Street, and you're really interested in it, and you want to go ahead and put down $1,000 of earnest money. Well, the seller is going to go ahead and sign off on that property saying that they do accept that they accept your offer, and they're happy with your purchase price, they're happy with your earnest money, they're happy with all the terms in the contract. And basically, what happens is that you have to write a check to the broker. So say you're writing a contract through HomeBackers Realty, you would go ahead and write your check out to HomeBackers. Say you're writing it through RE/MAX, you would have to write your check to RE/MAX. Sometimes attorneys will go ahead and put the money in escrow so that it's with an attorney as well, but typically you're going to be writing that to the actual brokerage that you were writing a contract through. Now, what happens with the money there is they have a separate trust account or escrow account that they have to put that money in. It's 0% interest. They are not allowed to make any money off of your money. So basically what happens is that $1,000 that you wrote on 123 Main Street as the earnest money is going to go into HomeBackers trust account, or whoever you're writing with, it's going to go into their trust account. And basically, whenever you close on the property, it's just going to be sitting in the trust account while you're getting ready to close on the property. And whenever you do actually close on the property, you're going to have two options. You can either have that earnest money go down towards the loan, or you can go ahead and get a check back at closing from that whoever you wrote the check to. So if you wrote a check to HomeBackers, you would go ahead and get a check back from HomeBackers for $1,000. Typically, that's the way a lot of people like to do it, but it doesn't have to be that way. It could go towards your down payment or towards your loan or whatever. So it can definitely go towards that. But that's exactly what earnest money is. It's just giving good faith that you do plan on purchasing this property. Now, obviously, you do have to go through inspections and different other things to make sure that this house is going to be the one. It doesn't have any hidden defects, and if it does have any hidden defects, that you and the seller can't come to terms on after the fact that they've accepted the contract, you can definitely get out of that and get your earnest money back if you just can't come to terms on things after that. But that's exactly what earnest money is. And I do want to let you know, too, that you do not have to put earnest money down. It is not a requirement that you have to put earnest money down. Now, hold on a second, because just because it's not a requirement, you got to think that is purchasing power is what that is. Because whenever you're writing an offer and you show zero earnest money, you're really not telling the seller that you're really interested in buying that property. Because I personally, as a seller, I would never accept a contract that has zero earnest money, because I want the buyer to have skin in the game. Because you have to realize that if the seller is going to be taking this off of the market basically and putting it pending, and so nobody else can see this particular property, they need to know that this is a pretty solid deal. So that's exactly why it is very key to go ahead and add in earnest money into your purchase price, so that you can definitely let the seller know that you are serious, and it will also show them too that you have plans on closing this deal, and you're not trying to waste their time or anybody's time. So that's exactly what earnest money is. If you're looking for properties, you can go to homebackers.com and you can search them all there. We'll talk to you soon.